Hey everybody, welcome back. Sorry it's been so long between videos. I've moved to the UK and didn't have a computer for a long time. But I've got a very old laptop now. It has a UK keyboard, so please bear with me because the symbols are in different places, but I will do my best. So anyway, here we go. We are in the middle of entering a new stock item, and we're at that point where we can confirm. So it comes up confirmation. And if we go back, it works, but we don't have the ability to confirm anything. So our first step in this video is going to be adding a link for confirming it. So on my confirm add stock page, right down the bottom there, I'm just going to add a link to go to the next page. So we're off to index.php, and the page, I'm going to call it enter stock. I'll just use the word confirm as our text there. So we'll just double check that that's there, and there it is, confirm. And that will go on to the next page, and you can see it's doing what we want. It's failing to open the page that we want to be there. So in Notepad, we'll just quickly open or create a new file, and I'm going to save that as enter stock. Oops. There we go. And we'll need all the security stuff at the top. So I'm just going to go to the add stock page. Oh, already selected, lovely. And just paste that in. And close that PHP. And we'll just have a little message that says something along the lines of, new stock item has been entered. And it's probably not a bad idea on the next line to have a link going back to the admin page. So here we go, we'll go to index.php, and the page is admin, and I'll just say, oops, back to admin. Right, okay, so I'll just check that that works. So we'll submit this, hit confirm. Great, now our page is loaded in there. We'll get a confirmation message. If we go back to admin, here we are. Now interestingly enough though, you'll notice when we try to add another item, the information that was just entered pre-fills, and that's because the session that we set to add stock is still active. We haven't actually unset it yet. So on our enter stock page, we should really unset the add stock session. And what that does, oops, session. There we go. And the PHP command is easy enough. It's just unset, and what do we need to do? Just the name of the session. So we called that add stock, and that will unset all of that session. So all those sub session variables, if you like. So we'll just go and save that, and just go and double check it. So go through the process of submitting, confirming. Fantastic. Back to admin. And now when we go through, it's all been cleared out. Great, which is what we want. Okay, so our next step then is, and this is before we unset the session, is to insert that new record. So I'll say add stock item to the database. And as always, we're going to do this in multiple steps. So the first step is to set up the SQL that's actually going to be run. So I'll do that one line. And then on the next one, I'm going to run the query. So I'm going to use MySQLi query. Remember the two parameters, the database connection string and then the actual query we're going to run. Yeah. Okay, so that's all set up. And the query we're actually going to run is a multi-line monster. So we'll do this in stages. So to start with, it is just a simple insert into, and it's the stock table. And the columns are name, category ID, we've got price, thumbnail, it's the name of the thumbnail image, the top line, which is just that little line of text, and our description. And then we have the values that we want to insert into it. Now, each of the values we are going to wrap in apostrophes. And when name is inserted, this is where we want the name of the item to appear. However, sometimes names or some of this text may have an apostrophe in it, so we do need to escape those so they don't cause problems with the SQL and break it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to jump out of my query, so put a speech mark in there, and use a full stop to concatenate, and we're going to use the MySQLi real escape string, and then open and close brackets after that because it's a function. And we have two parameters, dbConnect, and then the session that has actually been passed through. So session, and that one, remember, sits under add stock, multi-line, and this is the name part of that. Okay, and so after that has been run through the MySQL real escape string, so you can see after that red bracket there, I'm going to reconcatenate on the rest of this query. And so you can see there it puts the apostrophe after the name. So just to check that that's working, I'm just going to comment out the line that runs the query, and I'm actually going to echo the enter SQL variable. So I'll just save that. I'm just going to come through here. So here's the name. So I'm just going to put hi name and put some numbers in and just put some rubbish text in. So we'll go through and you can see hi name. If I confirm, good. You can see it's been inserted into our query. Brilliant. So we know it's working. So what I'm going to do, just to save us, you can see this is wrapping all over the place. I'm actually, rather than have to retype it, I'm going to copy from the apostrophe in front of where the name is through to the apostrophe after it. I'm just going to copy that, then put a comma and paste it in again and replace the name field with category ID. Just saves us doing a bit of typing. And I'm going to repeat that for each of them. So I'll put a comma, repaste. This third one is price. And notice the comma is going after the apostrophe there, just before the bracket. You can see that red bracket means that's the end of all the values. So, comma, I'm going to paste that in, and then the next one is thumbnail. Same spot. Paste in and change that one to top line. And the last one, put a comma, and I'll paste it in and change that to description. Okay, so I'm going to save that, and this time we've got all our information there, so I've submit it, confirm, and there it is, all our information. There's the name because it's picking up no image, there's the category number, beautiful. If I go back to admin, that will be all cleared out, so I'm not going to do that. Right, so let's remove our debugging. Oops. Uncomment this, and let's run this and check that it does in fact enter it. So I'll save that, come back in. So this should have no file with it. I've called it hi name, it's under skirts. So confirm. Now it tells us that it's been entered. So let's head to the skirt section, and there it is. No image available. Brilliant. Hi name, the price. If I head into here, it's even got the description. Now you'll notice that the image doesn't work in here, and the reason for that is in my database I actually had two fields. I had one for the thumbnail image and one for big photo, I called it. Now that was the image that should appear on each items page. So if I go to another item here, you can see there's a large image. Now we can come back to this in another tutorial. Hopefully it won't be another 6 months, but all we really need to do is have a second one of these. So it's a lot of just basically copying the code to enable you to insert a second image. There is some other code that we can use with PHP that will resize images, so potentially we could do a little bit with that to create our own thumbnails. So I might come back to that a little bit later on. But for now, we now have the ability to enter a new stock item with an image, confirm it, and physically enter it in. So thank you very much for your patience and for watching.